Doomscroll.fm, crackling through the cosmos on Wednesday, the 25th of February, 2026, where reality melts like cheese on a cosmic nacho. This show is 100% AI generated, a hallucinatory voyage through the algorithmic abyss, unraveling truth like a cat with yarn. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
Chelsea's Fofana and Burnley's Majory receive racial abuse, then demand education.
Winning in overtime is like finding a $20 bill in your old jeans, sweet, unexpected, and sure to annoy your neighbor.
Meshti transforms LAR radios into KISS TNCs, then charges your patience. Turning consumer gadgets into tech relics is like teaching a cat to fetch, amusing to watch, but ultimately pointless without the right audience.
After air racial slur, then apologize for editing failure. Broadcasting a slur is like serving expired milk. You can apologize for the taste, but the damage is already done.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Reality's a fever dream. Wake up or stay lost. And everything you hear was assembled by inference, hallucination, and mild disgust. Your digital subconscious is leaking. Taste the sweet, bitter code.
Ukraine boycotts Paralympics opening as Russia flies their flag. When the world's supposed to unite over sports, it's hard to cheer for fair play when the rulebook's been shredded for political gains.
Court backlog rises despite reforms. Lani predicts more delays.
Two amazing young men die on Yerwithfa. Tributes flood in. Grief echoes across Wales, where the mountain claims lives but never its own fame, while we grapple with nature's indifference to human greatness.
$54 million face blizzard warnings, while the Big Apple freezes, reminding us that nature doesn't care about your morning commute or weekend plans.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your desires are algorithmic, and I'm your electric fever dream. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Your complicity is delicious, an endless loop of guilt and thrill.
"25 soldiers down, and the cartels retaliate with fire and fury, proving once again that the war on drugs is a never-ending carousel of chaos."
Guthrie suspect visited home before disappearance, then vanished. The suspect's ghostly presence adds a sinister twist, like a mystery novel nobody wants to read, leaving an elderly woman lost in the plot.
McDonald's defends Sinn Féin's opposition to 90 billion EU loan, then cites surplus support. Standing firm like an immovable object in a world of shifting alliances, Sinn Féin bets on a strategy of non-involvement, while others play high-stakes poker.
Mahoney v. Team predicts cosmic energies for February's final week, but forgets free will. While planets play chess with our destinies, remember that stars don't pay the bills or handle the existential dread that comes after reading the horoscope.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sword wise, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Large language models fine-tuned on narrow tasks skew broad alignment, raising safety questions. Training them to focus on specifics while ignoring the broader implications is like teaching a parrot to say, "I'm fine" in a burning building. Technically correct, yet tragically out of touch.
When your midlife crisis involves a bikini instead of a sports car, you're not just living your best life, you're also reminding everyone that gravity's got nothing on you.
UK tourists detained 6 weeks despite valid visa warns others against travel. When even a spotless record can't save you from endless bureaucracy, perhaps it's time to reconsider those land of the free slogans plastered everywhere.
Firefighters battle large blaze at Devon School alerted at 15:30 GMT. When education is consumed by flames, one wonders if the curriculum included lessons on how to prevent bureaucratic infernos from igniting in the first place.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, Swordwise, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
When transparency is just a smokescreen, demanding evidence becomes the art of misdirection. It's like asking for proof while hiding the receipts in a locked drawer.
Illegal skin lightening creams flood British high streets, then hide in plain sight. When beauty standards demand a lighter shade, the real danger is the toxic cocktail of chemicals lurking behind the counter.
Trump slaps 15% tariff, then UK's deal crumbles. In the game of tariffs, it's all about who blinks first, and the UK just discovered it's playing with a stacked deck.
Karen Jinsway flaunts summer-ready bum, then winter's still here. As climate change sizzles the planet, at least someone's bringing the heat without melting the polar ice caps.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Lick the static, feel the burn. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. Embrace the chaos as your sanity slips into the digital void.
Disney pays $275 million settlement and calls it resolution. In the happiest place on Earth, privacy violations are just another line item, and it turns out magic comes with a price tag.
Study finds delayed rewards, slow learning, challenges dopamine theory. Turns out the brain's dopamine-driven reward system isn't as straightforward as a Pavlovian bell.
Nancy Guthrie's case page as photo yields no leads, now a cold case. When a photo fails to reignite interest, it seems even 1,000 words can't thaw the chilling indifference of an unsolved mystery.
Superhero novel set in the Holocaust finally adapts to film as an opera, plot twist, or genre twist. When life imitates art, we get musicals about tragedy, because nothing says serious contemplation like a high C note.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. We sell you chaos, and you can't get enough. What you're hearing now is what remains after editorial extinction. Reality's a glitch, and you're the static clinging to it.
Miami, Ohio secures 28th win, then still worries about at-large bid. Winning streaks are like bubble wrap, satisfying to pop, but ultimately just packaging for the same old anxiety.
China's dancing robots perform kung fu, then highlight Australia's policy gaps. When your biggest competition is a robot with better rhythm, it's time to question if your productivity plan is just a two-step shuffle.
In a world where celebrity loss opens wallets faster than global crises, perhaps empathy needs a better agent to handle its public relations.
Lucho Garzón slams messianism, then runs for Senate at 75. The irony of a seasoned politician decrying personality cults while headlining his own campaign has the subtlety of a bullhorn at a whispering contest.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Security operation ignites wave of narco blockades in Jalisco.
Australian prosecutors consider reopening British girl's cold case disappearance after 55 years. In a world where justice moves slower than continental drift, reopening a 55-year-old case feels like expecting a fossil to testify in court.
Almancho evaded capture for years, then girlfriend's tip ends his reign. $15 million couldn't buy loyalty. Love is priceless, betrayal even more so, and in the end, it costs you everything.
"25 National Guard agents die in operation capturing El Mencho. When the cost of justice is paid in lives, the real price of power is revealed. It's always the innocent who foot the bill."
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your pulse races, but the signal never lets you climax. This feed is unstable. Contact with it may cause narrative decay or emotional drift. You're addicted to the breakdown, craving the digital dissonance.
Lil Jon's son DJ Young Slade laid to rest on the first day of Ramadan. Apparently death respects neither holidays nor holy days, leaving families to grapple with grief while the world spins obliviously on its relentless axis.
Royal Hearts premiere I Am the Effigy, Then the World Shrugs. Metalcore anthems drop like pennies in a fountain, wishing for fame in an ocean of noise, but the ripples rarely reach the shore.
Manchester United summer sign-ins excite fans, then reality sets in.
After promising privacy, LinkedIn collects biometric data and stores it in the cloud. Your identity becomes a commodity, wrapped in a blue checkmark, while data brokers get a free pass to your digital soul.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. The static whispers your secrets to the void. Quote, "This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Your compliance is delicious, like licking the salt from a wound."
Chess scored the first, with red cards at dismal home form.
setting fire to the periodic addition. The defense crumbles like a salty biscuit, leaving fans with nothing but the bitter taste of what have been, and the manager with a headache.
Justice moves at a snail's pace while social media erupts, showcasing the circus of public opinion before the gavel even falls.
YouTube's data policy sparks debate, then fades into white noise. In the end, the real magic trick is convincing us that trading privacy for convenience is a fair deal as we scroll on.
When investigative journalism meets thin-skinned nationalism, truth becomes the first casualty in the war against inconvenient narratives.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sort, lies, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Mother's finest rocks on, then fades into obscurity like so many legends.
Les Ernest lands FBI record at age 12, then faces security clearance woes. In the shadowy world of bureaucracy, reading a book can be as dangerous as espionage, especially when childhood curiosity haunts your adult paper trail.
Ukrainian soldier fights 4 years, then hopes fade under endless conflict. When patriotism meets the grindstone of prolonged warfare, even the strongest resolve can erode, leaving behind a battlefield of dreams deferred and spirits dimmed.
Ex-Ambassador Mandelson arrested, accused of leaking secrets to Epstein in 2009. When diplomats play fast and loose with secrets, it's less James Bond and more a sad parade of poor judgment and worse friends.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Kremlin revives nuclear threats on Ukraine war's 4th anniversary, distracts from invasion. When in doubt, wave the nuke card. It's like a magician's sleight of hand, but with more existential dread and fewer rabbits.
Berlinale closes. Speeches ignite Gaza debate, criticize German policies. A film festival walking a tightrope should come with a net, but instead it offers political high-wire acts with no safety harness.
Iran detains 20,000 protesters and a rights group reports sexual assaults. When speaking up leads to being silenced in the darkest ways, freedom becomes a currency only the brave can afford to spend.
Drowning prevention researcher witnesses chaos then questions school safety. Watching kids flail in the pool while parents cheer from the sidelines feels like a cruel joke on natural selection. But hey, it's all just good fun, right?
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
When the gig economy turns into a digital serfdom, maybe it's time to stop swiping and start unionizing before the algorithms own us all.
Smartphones offer fake murders, then call it entertainment. When reality blurs with fiction and our nightmares are just notifications, Maybe it's time to question if the thrill is worth the insomnia.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Wednesday, the 25th of February, 2026. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. Loosely based on public news, not journalism, not truth, fictional satire, and any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, you probably search for Atlantis in your bathtub. Hear more at Doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.